Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed by the guests and hosts of this show are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the company or the show itself.
Hello, Explora bookworms. Welcome back to Explora Talks. If you're new here, this is where we chat with authors, break down their books, and get the stories behind the stories. I'm Mackie, your host, and today's episode, it's giving adventure, courage, and strong female leads. We're joined by an author who went from writing poetry to creating full-on historical adventures set in the 12th century England. 𝘉𝘠𝘪𝘳 secrets danger in young girls who absolutely refuse to play small. Our author for today will be joining at Beijing International Book Fair. And this is the second largest in the world, and Explora Books will have a booth there. This will happen on June 17 to 21 at China International Convention Center, so we're hoping to see you there. The road to Beijing is all about the authors who are scheduled to do a book signing at the BIBF, and Stewart Sr will do virtual book signing, and the Explora team will assist him in giving out his books. And so going back to our author for today, if you love stories where the underdog steps up and changes everything, you're going to like this chit-chat. He's the author of Mary and Sir Edward and Hilary and Sir Edward. Welcome to Explora Talks, Stewart T. Monti Sr. Hello, Stewart. How are you doing?
Fine, Mackie, and thank you for the chance to be here today.
Absolutely honored. So I'm just going to go and ask about you first before we're going to talk about the book. I'm kind of intrigued behind the creator of the book, who is you. So you started with poetry and what made you switch gears and start writing these adventurous stories?
Well, really, I don't feel I've changed all that much. Poetry has always been an issue of many different subjects. I went to military high school, and what we call the Castle Heights 8 stole the cannon there, cut it loose, dropped it on a car, and wheeled it right out of there. And I wrote a poem about that. The Castle Heights 8. It went, a smashing idea, cried Ken Oates, leaping up, upsetting the old crow contained in his cup, if you were familiar with Old Crow. So I've written poems about soldiers, policemen, firemen, airport TSA staff, put them in my first book, 135 Poems for Today. And this is one of them about policemen. My job's not easy, people. I'm a cop out on the street. And of the faces that I see, there's always some I meet who do not like their neighbor, who do not fear the law. And those, dear people, are the ones that I must give my all. And it goes on with other poems about other people, as I was alluding to.
And that book is available too?
Oh, yes. That book is on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Sounds beautiful. Now, you mentioned all those snippets of your poems, and you mentioned about a little bit of adventure. You've literally flown around the world. Did any of those experiences sneak into how you built your stories or character?
Well, as a C-130E pilot, we staged out of a base in England called RAF Mildenhall. And we would fly to Italy, Germany, Turkey, Greece, Spain, Israel, literally all over. And when we weren't flying, we explored England. We were about 100 miles from London. We would take our road cars. We would go out and search out the old World War II Army airfields, stand on what was left of those runways, and imagine where our forefathers flew from. And sort of like that, Sir Edward is a mentor figure. And now I'm talking about the books that we're talking about, Mary and Sir Edward and Hilary and Sir Edward. Sir Edward is central to both of those books, and I can trace him back to the roots of my family. He is like an uncle to one of the characters in the book. I had an uncle like him who taught me how to shoot a pistol, how to fire a rifle. This is all at age 12 for me. We would drive to his farm, we would tend to his livestock, and these are in the mountains of Virginia. And I'm talking about the only way in or out of that valley was around these mountains. And I can see that uncle figure in Sir Edward.
Now I'm so intrigued about this book because I believe each one of us has that very uncle. And I believe that everyone can relate to this, as this is very, very intriguing. Now let's go ahead and dive into the book since you mentioned about the book. Mary is only 12, but she's out there protecting a knight and outsmarting soldiers. What makes her such a fun character to write?
Well, she is like she's 12 years old and she's on the farm, and she is like other characters, no different than any other young girl or boy out there. When called upon to do a job, to show what they can do, they reach deep inside, they find what they have, what it takes, and they perform. And I feel that is why people will like reading this book. People will think, that looks like me. That's what I would have done. And when you do a good deed like Mary did, Mary performed a good deed that in effect changed history. She saved or helped a knight who needed assistance, even at endangering herself and her family. But she took a chance and without second thought gave assistance to this man. And the good deed that she did had positive ramifications far greater than she was aware of. And this good deed is like, it's the heart of the story. And when other people do this, it will also, the good that you do lives after you. I had a friend who tells a story that she was traveling and she stopped to get a soft drink and got back in her car and drove 100 miles and stopped again. And this time she notices that her wallet is missing. She manages to look up the last place she has been, and they find that her wallet has been turned in. So she turns right around, drives back to that location, finds her wallet, and it is exactly like she left it. All the cards, all the cash, everything. So you do not begin to know the effect that your deeds will begin to have.
I love this book already. It's equally adventurous and very inspiring. And a lot of people can relate, and probably, I would say, the world needs this kind of book. And I also like the idea that the story starts on a farm. Like, I am a big fan of rural places. So the fact that this is not a castle, was that intentional? Like showing heroes can come from anywhere, like Superman.
Well, just like that wallet, heroes do come from anywhere. Teachers, friends, parents, brothers and sisters, the love you experience. God is love. And this is a story that shows how doing a good deed has profound effects. And if it was significant in the 12th century, it certainly is significant still today. The good deeds that you do. What if a young girl or boy aids a wounded soldier in a battlefront that is still going on even as we speak? I won't be too specific with what I'm alluding to. A soldier with information capable of turning the tide of a battle, indeed of an entire war. What is the significance of that good deed? So again, the good that you do lives after you.
That's very beautiful. And then we have Hillary, skilled, bold, not exactly following the rules of her time. What do you think readers will love most about her?
Hillary stands out for the message that appears at the end of the story, but that she has been demonstrating throughout. There is never anything you cannot do. And this is appropriate for anyone who reads the book. If you think you can do it, you can. Remember, life comes in different shapes and forms. Find the path that works for you. Hillary is a guidepost for this concept. There are different ways, means, and opportunities. Above all, believe in yourself.
I love the last part, believe in yourself. I needed that. And I believe a lot of people need that these days. So you better believe in yourself, and you better get a copy of the book of Stewart. Mary and Sir Edward and Hillary and Sir Edward are available. Mary and Sir Edward and Hillary and Sir Edward are available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Stewart, I'd love you to tell our viewers why they should grab a copy and what makes these stories worth their time.
Well, basically, if you read these two books, I hope that they will be feeling good about themselves. With Mary and Sir Edward, that if you help other people, what goes around comes around. And with Hillary and Sir Edward, again, there is never anything you cannot do. There are going to be different ways to receive these messages, but in a way, they say the same thing. You benefit from the good you do for yourself and for others.
Thank you, Stewart. You truly are going to benefit of what you're going to do, so make sure to be part of the Beijing International Book Fair, which is again the second largest in the world. And Explora Books will have there, and StewartMonti will also be there, joined by the Explora Books team. The event will happen on June 17 to 21 at the China International Convention Center. So bookworms, we'll see you there. Stewart, I love talking about these adventurous books because it truly captures not just specific ages, but it relates to what's going on in the world right now. We need to be good, because in doing good, there's going to be positive impact to it. So I do have a final question for you, but before that, I would love to know, what was it like working with Explora Bookworms? How's the experience been for you?
Mackie, it was a wonderful opportunity. I received more than excellent support from Explora. I made friends. I learned a lot, and I would highly recommend that route to anyone who is interested in publication. I really can't say enough. It was a beneficial opportunity.
Thank you. That means a lot for us. And one final question before I let you go. When someone finishes your books, what do you hope they're thinking or feeling right after?
Well, once again, it is a matter of hoping that they have a positive impact from what they have read. 𝘚𝘪𝘳 and 𝘚𝘪𝘳 is a story about the benefit of helping another person, of doing a good turn, and there is always a beneficial impact that will come back from that. And Hillary and Sir Edward, she challenged expectations and redefines what was possible in her world. And the storyline was, there is never anything you cannot do. That was true in her time period. It is true today. You benefit from the good you do for yourself and for others.
Beautiful words. Thank you, Stewart. And thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun. It's quite an adventure to know what's in the book and also talking about you and talking about the book. So, and to everyone watching, thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you once again, Stewart. See you on the Beijing Convention Center. All right, guys, that was Stewart T. Monti Sr. reminding us that you don't need a crown to be powerful. Sometimes all it takes is courage and a little defiance. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out his book. My name is Mackie, and I'll see you in the next one.